Hi guys, Alex Taylor down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and today we're going to test the new hybrid set from Bombtech Golf. So we've got the Grenade 3, 4 and 5 hybrid, which come as a set. Now Bombtech Golf only sell online, so there's nothing through the shops. You need to go to their website, which I'll put in the link below. But they've sent me these to test, and I've tested some of their products in the past, and it's always performed really, really well. I'm going to talk about some of the things I love about the ideas and maybe some of the things that I'm not sure about before I test. So the fact that you get them as a set of clubs, and I'll give you the American price, they're $147. So for the set of hybrids, that's less than you'd probably pay for one hybrid with some of the more established manufacturers, and some of them will argue about more R&D, sponsorship of players, things like that. But the Bombtech stuff for me has always been fantastic value with really, really good performance. So I love the price for a set of the irons. Again, I love the fact that with hybrids you've got the hollow head, nice and forgiving, you get good ball speeds across the face, and generally speaking, because the weight's a little bit more down towards the sole, you get the ball up in the air. So there's some of the things I really, really like. Couple of things that I'm a little bit concerned, and we'll see with testing. And bearing in mind this is with my golf swing, the lofts on the 3 clubs are the 3 is 19 degrees, the 4 is 21 degrees, and the 5 is 24 degrees. Now generally speaking with irons, you'd be looking for a 4-degree gap, but I wouldn't be against into these longer irons. A lot of the manufacturers now saying there's 3 degrees gap, but historically I think, and in testing, that's created an issue with not giving us that 10 to 12 yard gap. So I'll be interested to see what the gapping is between these 3 hybrids. The second little concern for certain guys is steel shaft. Now obviously graphite shaft's a little bit lighter, normally allows us to get a little bit more speed, and isn't the worst thing in the world for the guy who hits it a bit low of getting it up in the air. But again, it'd be interesting to see with my testing. My swing speed's not the same as everybody's, but this is going to be how these would work for me. And I think value for money, even if you're not sure, possibly worth a gamble anyway for a full set. So we're going to hit 3 real balls with the 3, then the 4, then the 5. We're going to look at some ball flight and some numbers on GC2 and talk you through looks and feel. Might this be a hybrid set that you would look to put in the bag? So I will start off with the 3. And I think Bombtech have done a really, really good job because it looks like a very, very classic club. And I do like the silver face with the dark head. Kind of helps you see a little bit more loft. But like the way it sits behind the ball, let's see how this flies. So felt very, very solid. Just hanging out to the right a tiny bit. And that one getting out there, 200 carry, 212 total. Okay, shot number 2. That one felt just a tiny bit towards the toe. So seeing a little bit more shape on that shot. I'd still take that shape all day long. So a little bit more carry and a bit more rollout. So yeah, pretty happy with that. One final one with the 3 hybrid. I felt much more out the middle. Still getting that little bit of shape. But again, nice. Really, really pleased with probably the numbers I'd be looking for with a 3 hybrid. So steel shaft for me there didn't really make much of a difference. We'll look at the numbers in a minute, but I'm going to switch from 3 to 4 and just switch over on the computer. And I think as you pop the 4 down behind the ball, 21 degrees. Again, very classic looking. Definitely you can see a little bit more of the face, which I think for a lot of you guys out there will be a plus point with the hybrid. A little bit like the second one with the 3, just a little bit towards the toe, but that has gone a long, long way. Okay, shot number 2. Oh, got that one turning very early. Not the best. I'd expect a reasonable distance out of that. Just got the club face a little bit too closed at impact. Let's go one final one with the 21. Come from one extreme to the other there. Again, not bad. So I just hung that one out to the right a little bit. Okay, still felt nice and solid. I mean, certainly just me just delivering the club face a little bit different. So let's switch over onto the 5. And I mean, certainly from the first 2, good. You know, I like the way they feel. I don't dislike steel shaft, me personally, and I think that's why I've always tended to lead towards my long irons, not just the head, but the fact that I can get steel shaft in there. Now, as you go into the 5, considering that's only 3 degrees more loft, it looks massively more lofted. Again, I think for you guys who struggle getting the ball in the air, I think this would look really, really good behind the ball. It's a big, high shot. Okay, good distance. And I do like the feel. I mean, I know on the website it talks about the fact that the head's forged. You know, not completely sure about the construction of the head, but I do like that. That's good. Get a big high shot, some really good distance for what it's saying as a 5-iron replacement. I think 24 degrees for me. Not sure that'd be a 5-iron. I know it would be in some of the very strong lofted sets now, but one last one with the 5 hybrid. And again, just very, very good. Again, straight down the line and very consistent with the 5. So guys, let's look at some numbers between the 3, 4 and 5. See, I mean, certainly looks and feel wise tick the boxes. Did we see the correct gap in between the clubs, or did those lofts make them a little bit too close together? So if we pull the numbers up there, for the 3 hybrid, we are looking at ball speed was just under 135, 133 with the 4 and 132 with the 5. So ball speed was very, very close together. Launch angles of 14.2, 14.4 and 15.4, very, very close together. If we look at backspin, probably a little bit too much backspin on the 3 hybrid, just marginally. Spin very low on the 4, which was surprising. Maybe a little bit toe strike with the first one, but didn't really show it up. And then the spin very, very high on the 5. If we look at peak height, I think peak height was pretty good between the 3 and the 4. I had that kind of very, very left one, which was a bit low with the 4, but noticeably higher with the 5, which again the backspin would add to that. And if we look at the carry distances, so we had 203, 201 and 188. Now, for me, the first one with the 4 hybrid did seem exceptionally long, and I did have some very, very good ball speed out of that. But just for me, maybe those gaps are a little bit too tight. Right then guys, so what do I think of the Bombtech Grenade hybrid set? I think they look good, they feel good. For me, with the way I deliver the club, that I can kind of hit nice high shots with them as they're designed to do. I think my concern I had about the lofts possibly showed up on the gapping. So I think there's a possibility that any of you guys that went out and bought these, even though you're buying a set of 3, you might only end up using 2. You might only use the 4 and the 5. Having said that, I still think it'd work out a lot cheaper. Cheaper the right word? less expensive than maybe some of the more premium brands, but I am going to test these against some of the premium brands and see how that steel shaft matches up against graphite. So guys, as ever, really appreciate you taking time to watch my videos. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, like and share, comment below and I'll get back to as many as I can. Follow me on all the social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.